Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot going on. It is absolutely total chaos in the news today. Chelsea news front is going mad. There is literally stories about everything. The briefings are coming left, right, and center. This is one of the breaking news. As you guys can see, Mauricio Pochettino wants a defender, a midfielder, and a striker in January. Pochettino believes the squad is imbalanced and that height is an issue. His job is not thought to be under immediate threat. So look, we're going to touch base on this again. We're going to start our story from the top, what has happened in the past 24 hours. First of all, Joe Shields has deactivated on Instagram. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Joe Shields, one of our head of recruitment, the particular person that was able to get Cole Palmer, Romeo Lavia, and he's got an eye for talent, but he's deactivated in Instagram. I don't know why. People are saying abuse. I don't understand why people would be abusing him directly. He's not really, the main source of the issues that's happening at Chelsea Football Club. He's only simply presenting what the owners are giving the directions on, and he's presenting those young talents. And if anything, his, the way he's got Cole Palmer and Romeo Lavia in, they're the two better players. Do you know what I mean? We haven't seen Romeo Lavia, but we've seen him last season. So I'm not really sure why he's copying it, but look, the bottom line is Joe Shields, if it's abuse and you need to deactivate, no problems. But at the end of the day, him deactivating is not really going to solve any of Chelsea's problems either way. Next up, Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson has escaped FA punishment after grabbing Everton defender Nathan Patterson by the throat. The FA have decided that the incident was dealt with at that time and see no reason to retrospectively charge Nicholas Jackson. Now, look, I'm a little bit fed up with this particular player. I really am. Too many incidents in recent times. Him going to Villarreal off the back of that smacking that we received from Newcastle, celebrating with them and their victory. His ex-teammates, after him dropping a disaster class as well. Recently, we know what he did with OnlyFans, the OnlyFans girl, Astrid Wett, and then him asking for her nudes for motivation. And now this, look, this kid really needs to chill out. He really does. Nicholas Jackson, all from the beginning of this season, in the preseason, everyone was gassed about him. We were excited about him. I was excited about him, not to the point where I started calling him the reincarnation of Drogba. No, not at all. But I believed in him. But in recent times, he has actually peeved me off. He really has. And I've been calling this out over the past couple of weeks. I want to see this guy get a little bit of time off, just come off the bench, give Armando Broja a bit of a chance. And I know Armando Broja is not lighting up the stage either. We have an issue. We have a genuine issue up front, and we're going to talk about that. Looks like Mauricio Pochettino wants a striker. But Nicholas Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a little bit fed up. I am absolutely getting a bit of fed up. The immaturity it's out in display. It's clearly out in display. Now, next up, Reece James. We have to have some serious conversation about Reece James. He's set for a scan on his hamstring. Amid fears, he's set to face another spell on the sidelines. He's done. Like we said it, one more injury this season. Like he's already missed so much. It literally brings no value. I love Reece James so much, man. I really do. I know what a blockbuster player he is, but I think his body can't handle it anymore. At this young age. And do you know what? He ain't even young anymore. I think he's 23, pushing on to be 24 next year. This is when the players start to really kick off. You've gone through your young spell. Now you're really starting to kick off your 24, 25, 26. But this guy, he can't stay fit. Every time he comes back, and notice how it takes him a long time to come back as well. It's not, a normal situation for him. Normal players, 3 to 4 weeks, they're back. Reece James, 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And even then we're tentative because he keeps doing that hamstring, or if it's not his hamstring, it's his knee. There's too many problems. Ankle, this, that, the other. This guy, have a look at his injury list. It's actually mad. I'll put it out there. If by the end of this season, he barely plays for Chelsea Football Club, we have to sell him. We have to sell him. And we have to take the captaincy away from him. There's no point in having a captain that's not available, ladies and gentlemen. We need to think about who the captain is going to be. And this is the next topic, Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher, now that there's no Ben Chilwell as well, he's the captain and he's getting, everyone's talking about him. Stuart Pearce on TalkSport was saying that he finds it bemusing that Conor Gallagher is the captain of Chelsea Football Club when he thinks about Chelsea's history and who the captains were. It comes a bit too early for Conor Gallagher. Like he respects Gallagher as a player, and I respect Gallagher as a player, but him being the captain, it's a bit of a joke. And then on top of that, Levi Colwell being the captain is even more of a joke. How is the football club, going to move forward, and how players like Thiago Silva and even Enzo Fernandez, to be honest, Enzo Fernandez, he hasn't been great, but I feel like he's more of a leader. How they are not being looked at being leaders, and if it's just about the language barrier, I'm sorry. That is so flimsy. That is so weak. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are not ruling out selling Conor Gallagher to raise funds. This is the story that's happening at the moment, and the reason behind this is apparently Conor Gallagher is not agreeing to the new contract, and one of the stipulation on the contract is that it is a long-term contract in the likes of 7, 8, 9 years. I need Chelsea Football Club to stop this BS. Stop handing out such long contracts. Enough with this amortization and all this stuff. I get it. Financially, we're screwed as well. I understand that, but these players don't want to lock themselves up for such a long period of time. It's financial security, but at the same time, you could be damaging your career being locked in for such a long time. There's already rumors that certain players that are on long contract, they're looking to get out of Chelsea Football Club because look where the club is going. Look, this is my honest opinion in regards to Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is a particular player that has been improving, but still not properly Chelsea level. I've been praising in recent times because he's been, outperforming his compatriots in midfield. And it's a compliment to him, but it's a scary situation that Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are not performing well. But overall, I still have my reservations on Conor Gallagher. There's a lot of areas he still needs to develop. On top of that, he's an academy player. There's going to be pure profit. If Chelsea want to buy more players, and it looks like Chelsea want to buy a midfielder, which I said we're going to touch on. I don't understand why we need a midfielder. We've got 2,000 midfielders. What is the reason to get more midfielder? What's going to happen with Andre Santos? What's going to happen with Cesare Casadei? Romeo Lavia yet to come, but we seem like we want another midfielder because we need height. We need height in midfield. This is mad, So look, I won't be surprised if Conor Gallagher gets sold. The only thing that I'm going to say is that Conor Gallagher is a particular player that Mauricio Pochettino favors a lot. So if you're keeping Mauricio Pochettino, then you're going to have to allow him to keep his players. By selling his players, then what's the point of keeping this manager then if you can't give him what he wants? But look, I understand from the board's perspective as well why they want to get rid of Conor Gallagher, because Conor Gallagher is not irreplaceable. He's not a 1 in a million type of a player. His skills can be got. It's available in the market. It's absolutely available. Now, Chelsea insist on their position, keep backing Pochettino and trusting him his ideas for the long term, not aware of any specific pressure to finish in a certain position in the table this year or anything like that. Fabrizio Romano, what I tell you guys straight after the match, Fabrizio will come up with this sort of nonsense. Believe me, there is pressure. This is the thing. There are a lot of briefings today that's been coming out saying, there's, it's all hunky-dory at Chelsea Football Club. No pressure, no sign of pressure. Believe me, there's pressure. There's fans in the Chelsea fan base that are already expecting that we're most likely going to drop points against Sheffield United. You know how damaging that will be. You think it's not been damaging already? Already it's out of control. Drop points against Sheffield United at home? Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Game over. How can Fabrizio Romano come out and actually say that not aware of any specific pressure to finish in a certain position in the table this year? Are you kidding me? This is Chelsea Football Club. There's no certain pressure. The objective would have been to make it to Champions League position 100%. And now we've compromised to Europa League positions. And even that is going to be difficult. I'm not even sure whether we're going to finish in the top 10. We're probably going to finish outside of top 10. So this news to me is a bit of a nonsense situation that there is no pressure on Mauricio Pochettino. 100% there would be. Next up, Chelsea owners and everyone at the club view the situation as not acceptable. They know that they can't continue like this, and there will be internal discussions about solutions, but Chelsea are still backing, supporting, and trusting Pochettino. They're planning together, but waiting for better results as they cannot continue at this level. So now, Fabrizio Romano, he has both sides of the stories. It's this, but it's also this. Fabrizio, and make up your mind, brother. Make up your mind. But this is what journalists do. They sell both sides of the story. This is more believable to me. You can't continue like this. You cannot. The owners would be stupid to believe that you can continue like this. Believe me, drop points against Sheffield United. Yeah, we'll get closer and closer and closer to make a big decision very, very soon. And if that means sacking Pochettino, well, that's probably what's going to happen. The only way Pochettino keeps himself in the job is he needs to start picking up a few 3-pointers and get to that January transfer window so that he can get what he is apparently asking for, more players, and getting rid of some of the ones that he doesn't believe in. You can't continue like this. There is no way you can continue like this. Chelsea ownership are mindful of the cards Mauricio Pochettino was dealt. The manager is under no immediate danger. This is coming from Sammy Mugbe. Look, this particular comment, this particular tweet that's coming from Sammy Mugbe, this makes me think the owners realize that they're perhaps in the wrong. Now, I don't know whether this is true or not. I would like to believe it's true because this is what I want to see. I want the owners to admit that they've stuffed up. And if they want to start rectifying, they want to give some players to Pochettino just to see how he goes with his players, because they feel like, now this absolutely tells me that Mauricio Pochettino probably wasn't aware of the type of players that were coming into Chelsea Football Club last summer when he was when he was appointed. I was under the impression that Mauricio Pochettino knew everything, and he agreed to that. Looks like off the back of this particular tweet that maybe he wasn't aware. And if that's the case, no problems. Reach to January, give Mauricio Pochettino, I believe, 2 to 3 players. Get rid of the ones that you don't believe in. And then you have to hold Mauricio Pochettino accountable. You have to. There's going to be accountability. There has to be an ultimatum that you need to make at least bare minimum Europa League position. And if you don't make that, you will get the sack. You are 100% you'll get the sack, because that's not good enough at Chelsea Football Club. It's not. It's simply not. You are having enough time. 1 game a week. Now, obviously, in December, there's more games, but generally, you've been having 1 game a week. Yeah, there's been injuries, but you still have a lot of quality players. You need to get more out of the team. I completely understand the owners are to have the major part of the blame, and it looks like if this tweet is accurate, then they are admitting to it. But now Mauricio Pochettino, once he gets those players in January, which I feel like he will, that's if he lasts till January. If he does drop points against Sheffield United, then gets knocked out against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, I think that might be finito for him. Because obviously you can't continue that way. Breaking, Mauricio Pochettino wants a defender, a midfielder, and a striker in January. Pochettino believes the squad is imbalanced and that height is an issue. His job is not thought to be under immediate threat. Coming from Nizar Kinsella. A defender, a midfielder, and a striker. Height is an issue. First of all, a defender. How many more defenders do we need? Buddy Shield, Desasi, Levi Colwell, Wesley Fofana, Thiago Silva, Chalobah. I'm pretty sure I've missed out on a particular defender here. There's so many. Don't forget there's Bashir Humphreys, who's doing all right in Swansea. Okay, Silva's going to leave. Chalobah's going to leave. That's going to leave us Desasi, Levi Colwell, Wesley Fofana, and Buddy Shield. How many more defenders do we need? Looks like we will get a defender. Unless Levi Colwell is not being looked at a defender. He's been looked at as a left back now. So that's a defender. We need more height. Lots more height. Midfielder. Are you kidding me? How many more midfielders do we need? We've spent so much. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Romeo Lavia. That in itself is about 260 million plus. Then you've got Gallagher. This is why the rumors are there for Gallagher to leave. Then you got Andre Santos. Then you got Cesare Casadei. Chukwuemeka could potentially play in midfield as well. He is a midfielder, to be honest. He's not a winger. We've just been utilizing him as a winger. And you need another midfielder with height. Come on, man. Like this has been poorly thought out by our owners and our sporting directors. And now they're in this situation where Pochettino is asking for this. And striker, I agree. Striker, I agree. I think maybe Armando Barria needs to leave. Because if you bring in a striker, someone's got to give way. Nicholas Jackson can be the second fiddle. It's chaos. It's total chaos. Let me know what you guys think about this particular news, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I want to see your comments as to what you think in regards to these three players Mauricio Pochettino apparently asking for. Next up, Pochettino believes Chelsea lack aggression and height. That's the theme at the moment, aggression and height. Chelsea internally have discussed making 2 to 3 signings next month. There you go. More money after spending 1 billion. We're going to spend more millions more to rectify the situation. But we have to. We need experience. The 2 to 3 signings, please. No more kids. Experience. We need players that have played at the highest level for a number of games. Let's not screw around again. Let's not screw this particular transfer window the way we've screwed the last time. And also, let's get rid of the players that we don't believe in. Ian Martson, Trevor Chalobah. If we don't want Cucurella, get rid of Cucurella. Armando Barria, if he's not part of the future, let's get rid of all of these players. And any other players that we feel like just no chance. Madueke is a huge one as well. Madueke needs to go. He's got no future at Chelsea Football Club, bottom line. Chelsea internally have discussed 2 to 3 signings next month, coming from Fabrizio Romano as well. Chelsea scouts have been watching Victor Gallagher. Tony and Osimhen are high on the wish list as the club gives serious consideration in signing a top striker in January. This is the brothers. This is another brother that's getting touted around. Sporting Lisbon striker. Don't be surprised if this guy comes into Chelsea Football Club, because I'll tell you why. We have a wage structure that we want to abide by. We have royally screwed ourselves. We really have. Financial fair play is catching up to us. We're not making enough money because our stadium's small. Our sponsorship is, we're finding it hard to find sponsors because we're not doing well on field. And then we want to reduce our wage bill. This is what the new owners are doing, which then restricts us to getting players like Victor Osimhen, who are not going to come for only 150K per week. They simply won't do that. They know they're going to be able to get close to 250K elsewhere in another top club. So this is why we getting rumored with Victor Gallagher. I've got no idea who this guy is. I've not been watching Sporting Lisbon. Let me know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, I would go for Premier League proven players now. I know I wouldn't mind Osimhen, but look, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell a idea to myself that Osimhen's going to come to Chelsea Football Club. Even though there's so many people who are trying to make this happen. One, it's going to cost a lot of money with Napoli. It's not easy to deal with De Laurentiis, and then the second one is obviously the wages. We're just not going to do those kind of wages. Tony, I think we could probably get Tony for about 150K to about 170, 80K per week. Premier League proven, and I would also go for Jared Bowen, someone like Jared Bowen, in an attacking standpoint, and just get rid of some of these Madueke and maybe start benching players like Raheem Sterling, or even just Mudryk as well, come off the bench. Have Sterling and Jared Bowen play with the experienced players just to get ourselves into a certain level. But Mauricio Pochettino seems like he's going for midfielders and defenders. At the moment, that's where the focus is. Well, we want a striker as well. One source told Telegraph Sport Chelsea are not going to qualify for Europe next season the way they've been going, so they would have to offer either Osimhen or Tony really big money. That's not something they've been doing this year. This is the thing. Can we offer big money? Under the new ownership, it seems like that's not one of their remit. They don't offer big money. And this is going to hurt us. If we don't offer big money, we're not going to be able to get the big players. We're just not going to be able to compete against the bigger clubs, and that will further detriment our situation. Not only we're not going to make it in Europe, and then we're not going to provide more money. They're not going to come to Chelsea Football Club. As simple as that. Insiders have described 2023, the first full year of the Top Bowl League Clear Lake Capital ownership, as being a disaster, and cannot wait till it ends. Yeah, absolutely disaster. 100% disaster. No doubts about that. Frustrations are extending to certain members of the Chelsea squad who are privately instructing their agents to seek moves away, which is easier said than done given the long-term contract, 8 years in some cases, that have been signed. Like, this 8-year business needs to stop. It needs to. Detrimental for us as well, for the football club. If they flop, then we can't get rid of them. Like, they're in the books for too long. And if the players want to leave because the club is going the wrong direction, then it's very difficult for them to break the contract as well. I mean, things can happen. Of course, we can break the contract, but it becomes a prolonged situation. It becomes a massive transfer saga. It's not easy to break, 8-year, 9-year contracts. You have to convince the other team to pay out your contract that Chelsea's got on top of the transfer fee. So it's a bit mad. It is a bit mad. I wish Chelsea just stopped all of that. Last but not least, Chelsea are keen to avoid paying players more than 150,000 a week in wages, as they want a tighter rein on the wage bill. This will be detrimental for us. It really will be. If that's the case, if that's how we want to operate, we will not be able to bring in the top quality players. Simple as that. You could do that if we were in Europe on a regular basis and we're winning stuff, but we're not. We're not doing that as well. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what your thoughts are about everything we spoke about. So much that we had to go through. It's total chaos, as I said. I shall see you guys for a live stream tomorrow. Got a special guest probably lined up, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we will have our members call-in show again, which was a blockbuster, the earlier one today. If you missed out, do check that out. That was fantastic. Until then, everyone, take care. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.